The special quality of a Brahmin is contentment. So, am I a Brahmin? First question. Second, am I content? Because if I'm a Brahmin, the quality in me is that I'm always content. I'm always satisfied, come what may. So how many of you have that quality? Always content, never discontent with yourself or others, never discontent with the scenes of the drama. Yes, nobody. Then how do we say we are Brahmins? So Brahmin means always content. Remember this. So inculcate this quality. Now, how do we come to this quality? So you see that the secret of contentment is the one who feels I have everything, the one who has all attainments is content. Now the thing about attainments is it is impossible to have physical attainments completely. When you say I am full of all attainments, it cannot be about physical attainments ever, because economics says human demands are unlimited and resources are limited. So according to the first chapter of economics, you can never be physically content, and that is not possible to have everything physically. But Baba says contentment, or this state where you say I am full of all attainments, is a spiritual stage where you feel full of all attainments. And you see, Baba is the bestower. Baba is called the bestower. And bestower of what? Bestower of everything. And you see that who is mine? Baba is mine. So Baba, the bestower himself, is mine. So I have the one who gives everything. I have the one who is the bestower of everything. So I obviously have everything. Yes, because if you have the bestower of everything, then you have everything. And Baba says that I am the bestower and you own me. You say Mera Baba. So that is when you come to this place of realization and true experience that the bestower himself belongs to me, then that is the state of contentment. And Baba always says that Baba's children sing one song from the heart, and that song is Pana Tha So Palya, which means I have attained all that there is to attain, because the bestower himself belongs to me. And it is this feeling, this deep realization that I have the bestower himself to myself, that is the foundation of the contentment of Brahmin life. And you see that when you have Baba, then everything else that the world runs after or the world hankers after is a very small thing. It's nothing when you compare it with you having Baba himself. But how do you realize this? Only when you really spend your time and thought with Baba, and you feel the experience of having Baba to yourself, and you feel the fulfillment that Baba can give you. And if you look at this fixation that the world has with physical attainments, you see, everybody says, I want money, I want fame, I want beauty, I want love, I want appreciation, I want relationships. But what is the end of it all? Why do you want fame? Why do you want beauty? Why do you want wealth? What is it that you are actually trying to get? So, what you're trying to get is you're trying to feel that I'm worthy. Yes, that sense of, I am and I matter. That's what you're trying to get. You are trying to get happiness, you're trying to get peace, and you're trying to get love. But the way you are trying to get it is not the true way. So you see, there have been surveys in the world where people have tried to figure out the things, the checklist which makes somebody content and happy. And they have added in that checklist fame, beauty, money, yes, and other stuff, and mostly fame, beauty, money. But when they ask the most famous, the most beautiful, and the richest, if they were happy, they were told that they are not. So when these people went to the most famous and the most beautiful, and to stars and those who people aspire to be, and when these people were interviewed and asked, are you the happiest or the most content, and are you the most secure, and do you never have self-doubt? Then these people said, no, we are the complete opposite. So you think that fame will make you feel worthy. You think that wealth will give you security. But what happens is the opposite. Yes, so the more wealth you have, the more insecure you become. The more fame you have, the more unsure of, at what will you be tomorrow. That uncertainty starts killing you. And the more beautiful you are, the more you go into comparison. So you see, it's the complete opposite. So the thing is, you can never be content with what you think will make you content. But when you connect with the ocean of love, ocean of peace, ocean of happiness, that is Baba, and the one who thinks, who believes that you are the most worthy. Yes, Baba believes that I am the most worthy, and Baba sees that worth in me. And if I see myself from Baba's drishti every day, if I sit before Baba and see myself, then I know that I am worthy. When I see myself as Baba sees me through Baba's drishti, then I know I am worthy. And however much people will tell you that you get this, you get that, and that will give you self-worth, no, those same people will tomorrow tell you, oh, are you content with this much? This is not enough. You get this another thing also. Then you will be content. But Baba sees us as the most worthy every day, every second. And Baba is the ocean of love, peace, happiness, power, everything. So when you have Baba, when you have the bestower of worth, of love, of peace, of power, then you are actually content. But you see, we spend so much of time, effort, thought, money into creating this false sense of contentment. But we fail to come to that place where we feel content. But the true method is to belong to Baba and follow Baba's Shrimat. But we also have to spend an equal amount of time, thought and effort with Baba and on Baba's direction to arrive at that contentment. So, so both of these things are, people are doing it that way and we have to do it this way. But of course, we also have to think about who am I and build this relationship with Baba enough to feel that contentment. And that contentment comes when I feel I am a soul, I completely belong to Baba and Baba completely belongs to me. And then Baba says that the sign of such a soul is that anything that happens as part of the drama is not able to take away your contentment. Yes, and you see, discontentment comes when you feel a sense of loss. Yes, but can you ever feel a sense of loss when the bestower himself is with you? You can never feel that sense of loss when the bestower himself is with you. And I will personally tell you that I have been in this state of contentment and I know how it feels, and whenever anything presents itself as a scene of the drama, the only thing that comes to my mind is that even if somebody takes away everything, I still haven't lost anything because Baba is with me. And you see, whatever is the scene, whether it is physical loss, financial loss, whether, people around you change or your fame changes into insult or whatever is the scene of the drama, you know that this is the time of karmic settlement and all the burden of sins of 63 births is going to present itself, and then all those things have to come up and get settled, and it has got nothing to do with you. And also you know that there is no loss in anything because it's all out there, the events, everything is out there, and your life, your experience of life is here, and you are with Baba, and your experience of life is of total contentment, and nobody and nothing can take that away from you. And you will always go to bed with a content heart. You will have no complaints with anybody, and you will also feel, you will never feel discontent with yourself also, because when you're with Baba, you did your best. Whatever happened, happened as in the drama, and you're able to put a full stop. You are not discontent with yourself or with anybody, because you know that you and Baba, that's your world, and everything else is just a scene of drama. And nobody can give you anything, nobody can take away anything from you. But you see that there is this beautiful law that if somebody gives you something, they have the power to take it away. Yes, so if your worth is founded on what people give you or what situations give you, let's say you think I'm worthy because I won a certain thing, or I got good marks at something, or this person praised me, or that person gave me a certificate, then obviously your worth is given by people, and then they can take it away. Tomorrow they can pull you down and tell you that you are a nobody because today we have decided not to give you the certificate or not to give you the praise. But if you know that I am worthy because I am worthy because Baba loves me, I am worthy because Baba, the highest one, has chosen me, and Baba is still here with me, and Baba is speaking the Murli Meethe Bachche for me, then nobody can take that away from you. And this is a very beautiful thing, that when your worth, your peace, your happiness is coming from Baba, then Baba is eternal, Baba is Avinashi, and your worth, your peace, your happiness is also eternal. And you know that there are scenes in the drama, and somebody will insult you, somebody will defame you, there'll be some loss, something happening in the scene of the drama, but you will always be content with your part, because that's not you. You have a relationship only with Baba, and whatever is happening out there is part of the drama, it's part of the scene, and scenes change. So you know that this too shall pass, and it's going to change tomorrow, and you know that it's not worth you losing your happiness, it's not worth losing your state of contentment. And when you know these things, then as a deep knowing, when you know these things, then you always stay content. And many times I've heard somebody will tell you it was such a big thing, and still you're not getting upset. So I think in a Brahmin's life nothing is a big thing, because you're always with Baba, who is the biggest, and everything is a small thing. And then it comes, you respond to it, it leaves. So that is the way the drama goes. So of course, whenever a situation comes up, you look at it, you respond to it appropriately, and then it leaves, it changes. So that's how it goes. So you play your part. It's not like you don't play your part. You play your part. You are very aware of whatever is happening, but it doesn't mess up with your contentment, because your contentment is from Baba, and Baba is the unchangeable, the eternal factor in your life. So this is about contentment, and I have experienced that it's absolutely possible to feel this contentment, and you will never be discontent. It's not like you will not do the needful. If somebody makes a mistake, you will correct them, you will tell them. If there is an explanation to be given somewhere, you will give that, but it will not make you lose your contentment. So you know the scene, you respond appropriately, but you don't lose your contentment over anything. And when your contentment is not lost, then nothing is lost, and your Brahmin life is the life of a diamond, and then you are always valuable, you are always joyful, your life is always essenseful, and that is the quality of a Brahmin life. So this is something. And then Baba is in the Murli today talking as a teacher, as the supreme teacher, and he is talking to us as students. So Baba is the supreme teacher and I am the student. And Baba says that you have to pay attention to not only remembering me, because that's so, as a child, you have to remember the father. The child never forgets the father. As a teacher also, you remember the student remember the teacher. But Baba says that as a teacher, I tell you that you pay very good attention to study, and study is important. And what is the study? So the basic foundation of our study is the Murli. And if you, so as a student, you have to be regular and punctual. So if you are following the direction that Baba has given, that you study, then you must pay attention that you never miss the Murli, and you are never late for the Murli. So you are always on time from the beginning till the end. You are paying full attention to the Murli, and you're never late for the class. So that is the quality of a student. And then Baba says that apart from just paying attention to the study, there are many other things which are also important. And one important factor is that you are unattached to, your home, your wealth, your relationships. So Baba says you need a state of being detached. So you understand that Baba is talking to us as students, and I don't know what kind of godly student we all are, but we have all been Lokik students, yes? We have gone to school and we've been students. Now, when you are a school student or a college student, if you're distracted, if you are attached to someone or something, can you focus on your study? That never happens. And I remember, I was having a conversation with one of my college friends some days back, and he told me that, so I was telling him that, when this exam happened and then this thing happened and that thing happened, and he said, why don't I remember any of this? I don't remember any of this. I only remember the fest and I remember the parties that we used to do, and I don't remember any of this. I don't remember the exam, I don't remember the class, I don't remember. So I said, but you had 70% attendance, so you should remember. So he said, but I don't remember any of this stuff. I don't remember any class, I don't remember doing anything in class. So I said, but you were busy with, girls in the class. So, so you were busy there. So obviously you did not have focus on study, and all the study aspect you don't remember. So he said, it looks like, we went to two different colleges and we were living two different lives. So I said, yes, that's because, the life you're living is all about your focus of attention. And although the Supreme Teacher himself is teaching us, Shiv Baba himself is teaching us, but if I am not focused, if my heart is attached to someone or something, now it's not just that, when you are in school and college, it's always someone. But when you are studying with Baba, it could be someone or something. And Baba today talks very elaborately about how children's hearts are connected to wealth. And they are always thinking about money. And Baba says, when you're always thinking about money, then how can you remember me? And Baba says that if you are not having this you're not lifting your buddhi away from this body, this wealth, this relationships and other stuff, then how will you remember me and how will you focus on the study? And even when you're listening to the class or listening to the Murli, what happens is half the time you are thinking about or you're lost in what your heart is attached to. You can't even listen to the Gyan properly. And even when you're listening to the knowledge, you cannot understand it in the right context, in the spiritual context. Most people are taking the spiritual knowledge and applying it in the physical context, in the material context. So you are always thinking about the material, you are not thinking about yourself as a spiritual energy. And when you're not thinking about yourself as a soul, then the spiritual knowledge, which is actually there for spiritual upliftment, you're just abusing that knowledge just for material upliftment. And that's not the best use of spiritual knowledge. And I'll tell you one thing, why I'm saying this is, there was one Mata and she told me once that if we took all of Baba's teachings and we applied it to business, then you could become a very good businessman. So she said that if at Amrit Vela I just nurture my business, it's such an opportune time and I give good vibrations to my business, and then all day I'm just focused on the business, nothing else. So I said, but the thing is, you see, yes, if you apply spiritual knowledge to anything, it will work very well. Let's say, for example, Baba today is teaching us how to be a good student. But instead of applying it to the process of being a good godly student, you apply it to the process of being a good school student. Even then it works, doesn't it? So you can become very good student if you just detach your heart from everything else and be regular, be punctual, have full focus of attention. So it applies there. But the question is, you will lose out on the godly benefits if you do that. And why do you want to use the spiritual knowledge which can make you the king of kings in Satyug to become a, to have a position in Kali Yuga? So why do you want to exchange it that way? And Baba says that if your heart is attached to someone or something, and that someone or something is material, then what happens is you are applying godly knowledge to that object of attachment. And then you are taking very limited benefit out of that spiritual knowledge which could make you the king of kings. So that's the beautiful aspect of it. And I'll give you one example. There was this very beautiful story I heard once, and there was a plane, and that plane met some technical glitch, and it was left stranded in a village, in a khet, so in a farm. So that plane was left stranded, and those villagers had never seen the plane. So they climbed on it and they checked it, and then they started using it as a house. And they started, cooking there, and inside the plane they started living. And after many years, there was somebody who came and he knew that this is a plane and this can fly. And then he repaired the glitch, and then that plane could fly. So then the villagers said, it's just because of lack of knowledge, we used something so much under potential for so many years. So, something that could fly and take us to places, we just confined it to this limited usage of using it like a, like any other space that we could use. So it's, that is the kind of limitation that I'm talking about. When you don't understand, when you have your heart attached to this material world, then you start using spiritual knowledge not for spiritual upliftment but for material upliftment. And material upliftment is very transient, it will go away. So, and if you evolve spiritually, then material upliftment will follow as a shadow, na? So you don't need to focus on that. That's a byproduct, and you are focusing on the byproduct and not the main product. So that's what happens when your heart is attached to the old world. And Baba says this is why, in order to take full benefit of the study, you must pull your heart away from this old perishable world. And then you also need a lot of intoxication in this study, in this path of study. This is a very long study, and we are not students for 1 year, 2 year, we are students for a lifetime. And do you know that for courses that are longer, it's the most important, or the most challenging thing is maintaining your enthusiasm. And I remember there was one friend of mine, and she was studying to be a doctor. And while she was studying to be a doctor, I passed my exam, I got my job, and I got married, and everything all was over, and she was still studying. And then one day I asked her, how do you maintain that zeal to study so long? Because I don't know if I would have the patience to study so much. And then she told me, there are times when I feel that, it's been very long. But then I see the quote, and I see who I'm going to be, and I remember how much I have craved for this, how much I've tried to clear the medical entrance, and how much was it a dream to become a doctor. And when I remind myself of all of that, I get charged up. So Baba says that on this path of study also, you need this intoxication. And for this intoxication, you have to keep churning on who you are, and who is giving you this study, and what age is it, and what you're going to be. So, always keep churning this, that I'm a soul and I have called out to Baba for 2500 years. And that Baba has now come, and he is teaching me to remove me from sorrow and take me back to happiness. And whatever I'm doing it to make myself eligible for the happy world and to create that world of happiness. So when you keep yourself, in that zeal and enthusiasm, only then can you pay attention to study. And I remember there was this one brother, he used to come to the center, and he told me that, Didi, what you people are doing is good, but your greatness, the greatness of this BK family, is that you people do it every day, lifelong. And he said, getting up at Amrit Vela is great, but getting up every day all your life is something unmatched. And he said, I have seen people doing a lot of good things, but I have not seen them do every day with the same enthusiasm all their life. And you people are prepared to do it all your life. That is the greatness that I see. And how do you achieve that? Because you see, Baba says, jab tak jeena hai, tab tak padhna hai. You have to study until you leave the body. So how do you stay so interested in listening to the knowledge with the same enthusiasm, churning it every day and applying it every day, and paying that attention to remembrance and paying that attention to seva, how do you keep yourself motivated? So if you every day churn, who am I, what yuga I am in, who has come for me, how long I have waited for Baba, how much I was suffering in the world of sorrow, and who has come to uplift me, and where is he taking me, and where he is taking me, I will not need to do anything, because I'll have everything that I ever wanted. So Baba says that when you keep churning on this, apni ghot to nasha chadhe. So when you keep churning your own stuff, you will feel that zeal and enthusiasm, that surge of energy, which will keep you motivated until the end. And this study requires all of these things. It requires effort, it requires detachment, it requires consistency, it requires constantly motivating yourself on your own, because the whole world is there to demotivate you, but you're the only one who has to motivate yourself. Okay, Om Shanti.